Hello! It's been quite a bit since I've shown my face around here. This video was originally going to be released in December, but due to family matters, I had to delay. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this video. July 15th, 2016, the first season of Stranger Things was released. The show was a supernatural sci-fi horror series. The show could have easily flopped, but it didn't. Stranger Things, when it first came out, became Netflix's #1 series on the site throughout 2016 to 2017. And with the next few seasons, it looked to be going uphill from there. I had recently watched the show to watch the final season with context, which we will get to later in the video. But I really did enjoy most of the show, and I thought the characters were really well developed. I really can't express how much this series ended up being my favorite show. Season 2 through 4 is the best out of the entire show. Season 1 had been the weakest to many fans. I thought the hints towards D&D was a nice touch, and I liked the many encounters with Will. I think Season 3 was the best season of the show, in my opinion. It's a greatly well-made show. A good start. Just a video about me talking about how much I love the show. And that was the original plan. I thought the show was great. I thought most of the scenes were well-paced and well-acted. But I really can't talk about this show without talking about the season finale.
Yo, homie.
This is the part that I see come up the most in season 5. I could say the acting and pacing is bad, but that would be me beating on a dead horse. But that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about how the characters act like nothing happened. Not only that, the characters say things that completely contradict what happened in the seasons before. Like, in one season, Dustin says that Eddie never once got mad. Right. Sure.
Come on, you piece of shit! Nah, man, pretty goddamn far from okay. Jesus H. Christ!
And that entire scene at the end of season 4 with those cracks from the Upside Down, contained by steel plates, hidden away by steel plates, like it was nothing. And not only that, everyone acts so normal. Like, did nobody see any of that? I get you have to move a story along, but can we have more acknowledgement from more people? Nothing makes sense. Nothing. Mike's mom, Karen Wheeler, was literally in a vegetable state. She couldn't talk, she couldn't speak, but a few episodes later, she kills 2 demodogs, walking and having full conversations with the characters. This plot hole is just the beginning of horrible writing.
I don't like girls.
I personally hate this placement. I feel like there was many times this scene could have been executed but it's here. The episode before the finale. It feels more of like a last-minute decision than an actual planned-out scene. And I guess it not being planned was how the scene was supposed to play out, but I just don't like it. It just doesn't make sense, and it just doesn't work here. I try to see it, but I can't. Some of the hatred for the scene was homophobia. Some people thought the scene was woke. I can understand if the hatred for the scene was for its poor execution, but the review bomb an episode for a character coming out as gay is just wrong. The scene became a meme throughout the internet, countless edits and videos making fun of the scene. But this wasn't the worst episode, not even close. If I asked you what the most hated episode of Stranger Things was, what would you say? Well, if you said anything other than the Lost Sister episode, then you're wrong. Dead wrong. To sum it up, the episode was based around Eleven meeting her sister, 8, and the gang she's in. They commit crimes, and in the end, Eleven ends up going back to Hawkins. This episode was slow. It just felt like a backdoor pilot for a show that never came. This episode may seem pointless to point out, but this will make sense again later. On the 31st of December, New Year's Eve, 4 hours to midnight, the Stranger Things finale had released. It was released to a bad reception, arguably horrible. This had a chance to redeem itself. Sure, all the episodes before were mostly lackluster, but the rest of the series was great, so it still had a chance to prove itself to have a great ending here. It's a great series. But somehow, it flopped extremely hard. This is because of many factors, but I'm going to be talking about just a few of them. I think we can all agree that Will's coming out scene should not be longer than the Vecna fight. Why is this scene longer than the most awaited fight in the entire series? And it's not really that it's longer, it's that the fight felt rushed, and there was no satisfaction in his death. I think the Vecna fight could have done perfectly with the short amount of time that it had, but I also think someone should have died in the Abyss. To have no one die at all feels genuinely like a happy ever after, for the fact that everyone is alive in the end. Hey there, it's Post-Editing Kai here. I just wanted to add something that I forgot to add into the script while I was writing it, and I'm going to talk about that. 3, 2, 1, go. Some problems I had with this part was the Upside Down really didn't feel like a threat. Like, it felt like you were just taking a walk through the park. It didn't make sense to me. Also, where are all the threats, the enemies? What happened to the Demogorgons? What happened to the Demobats, the Demodot? Like, where did they all go? Where did the Demobats go from the last season? And you could argue that in the 4th season, the season before, that they weren't being too cautious either, which they weren't. They really weren't, but it felt like, I feel like it was more deserved. It didn't really feel like it needed that much. Like, there wasn't really a needed threat there. But here, because it's the finale and it's the final season, I feel like, yeah, you're gonna need a threat. The only threat they kind of face in the Upside Down is the military. Anyway, that's just all I wanted to talk about. Alright, Post-Editing Kai rant over. Back to editing. Everyone except 8. Remember that Lost Sister episode that everyone hated? Well, you'd be surprised to find out that of all of the characters, she dies. I'm not mad that 8 died. I'm mad that one of the characters no one likes was killed. As opposed to, like, Steve or Will or Dustin. Even Gaten, the actor for Dustin, even admits that more people should have died in the season. The reason I think the least liked character was killed off was because of what the fans' reaction would be if their favorite character was killed off. In the past, with other shows, it goes something like this. If they kill the fans' favorite character, they will complain, review bomb it, or the worst of the three, death. If you kill off the fan base's most hated character, they will stay happy. But they can only stay happy when there is still stakes at risk, meaning you would still have to kill off somebody. And that somebody might have to be someone's favorite character. No matter if they got it right or wrong, it still wouldn't be satisfying to the fanbase. I can't say I blame them for dropping the ball on this series. This series has been in the making for a whole decade now. To me at least, they were never going to get it right. They were never going to pin it on a perfect story. People online have been making up a theory, and this theory is This theory was basically people noticing continuity errors in the last season or so, thinking that maybe Vecna had them in their lair. So people thought that the 7th of January of this year, there would be a new episode. No 9th episode came. The Duffer Brothers stated there was no 9th episode. The show was finished. To me, this doesn't sound like a theory. It just sounds like grievance.